Okay, I've got the inner lock nut against the bearings. I've adjusted the bearings with my wrench. I just didn't want to take time to try and show you that. But this is what I used, and I didn't put no balls to it. I just did it nice and lightly until I tightened it up just a little bit by hand, where it felt a little snug, and the wheel wouldn't turn. And then I backed it off. If the wrench was right here, the wrench was right there, I backed it off a quarter turn. And then when I started to barely move, then I started an eighth of a turn. You can use your studs here as a locator as to what the distance is. Anyway, for right now, I've got it so you can just barely move it like this here, but when you got the wheel on, she'll move a lot more freely. But remember, you got brand new seal on there, and you got grease packed into them bearings tighter than a Dickens. So they may have to be readjusted. And so my plan is to not lock this in position. Well, I'll show you as I assemble it, and I'll talk as I do it. Now, the next part that goes on is a ring like this here, and it's got holes in it. And as you see here on the lock nut, it's got a protruding nipple here. This has got a flat to match your shaft, so this can go on one or two ways. It can go on like that, which it does, but if you turn it over and put it the other way, it won't. So those holes, they got it pretty well planned. Those holes are just enough distance apart that you don't have to readjust it again or nothing like that. So anyway, put it on the flat, put it there. The next part that goes on is your locking ring. And this is what locks the outer nut so that it can't unloosen on you. Now this also has like a little protruding nipple on it. So you're going to put that nipple into one of those holes right there. It doesn't matter which one it is. So I try to get it off the side like this so that you can bend it here with a tool, and that nipple dart won't be in the way. So that goes on next, and then you go the outer nut. Let's see, there's no chamfer on it, so I guess it doesn't matter which way it goes. There we go. And it should come almost flush. Now this is where, see, I think I need this one here. No, not that one. This one here. Now remember, this is locked into onto the bearing right now. So I'm going to bring this, and it's going to move just a little bit. Okay, that's about as tight as you want to get her. Let's see if it's tightened up on the bearing any, and it's about the same. Now this is probably going to loosen as you start driving with it. And my plan is to, because I've done so much work to this bus, is to take it for about 10 or 15 miles, bring everything back, and readjust everything, such as all my bearings and everything like that, to make sure they're up to snuff. This way here, they got a chance to wear in, and the grease got a chance to break down, and the new seals. I got new bearings on almost every one of these things, except for these aren't new bearings to me, but the ones in the front are, and the ones in the back are. So anyway, what I normally would do then is take, if you can see this ring right here, you take a chisel and hammer, and you bend that over so it's flat against this nut. And that way there, the nut cannot loosen, and everything is going to stay exactly where it is. But I'm not going to lock it now, like I'm telling you. Just so that, well, maybe, on the safe side, maybe I better do just that. Because I can always unlock it. And, let's see here. Let's see. Rather than coming off while we're just trying it out. So maybe I got myself set up here. Okay, so I'm going to turn this so it's a little bit, let's see, like here I guess. Alright. Oops, this worked better. Then that way there, it won't loosen on us while we're trying it out. And I can just straighten it back up when I go to recheck it. There. Now the next thing to do is put my cap back on, put a gasket on, of course. My gasket's right over there. Put the cap back on, and this wheel's ready to assemble, put the wheel on. So, I don't know if you got to see how I put the studs in. I hope it shows on some of my other videos that's in the camera here, but I won't know that until I try it. I mean, until I view them tonight on the computer. Hope this helps you. And I've given you all the information that I can think of. Remember, no oil goes in here. These bearings are packed only. The inner and the outer, they're packed real tight with grease. And there's no oil inside. The ones with the oil inside, and this cover here is used to put oil in and also to drain it out. But that is used to, if a bus is used every day. That way it lubricates your bearings every day. But the grease is the best thing for people such as us that don't drive all the time. And anyway, just pack them real tight with grease. Don't worry about any gear oil. Okay?